The booming Phoenix metropolitan area may seem like an odd place to find productive agricultural operations, but you can see some thriving examples throughout the city, and their numbers are growing. The food production is taking place in blossoming backyard habitats. Typical urban plots are churning out the common and the exotic.
Most people from outside the U.S. that come here to see my yard, they claim it looks like their homeland. They go, this is like an overwhelming food forest that I don't even know how to start something like this. We do a bunch of fig trees and guavas. We even do bananas and avocados.
My 5 favorite things to grow here at the urban farm: peaches. Winter greens are absolutely incredible. Apples. Apples ripen in June here. What? You can grow apples in the desert? Absolutely, and they're absolutely incredible. And don't forget, eggs. In fact, that's a hen getting ready to lay an egg. I haven't bought an egg in the grocery store in over 15 years.
These are home-based endeavors like Greg Peterson's urban farm northeast of downtown Phoenix. He's been at it here since the 1980s, and he's credited with inspiring much of the local green resurgence. A revolution, in his words. Grow your own food, be healthier, help nature.
Listen, here's the deal. You know, I've lived here for 27 years. I have had literally thousands and thousands of people come through this space. I want you to think about leaving a legacy behind. In the tours that I do here, I introduce people to different concepts because there's so many things that I experiment here with at the urban farm. Then I invite them to take 1 or 2 of them home and try them so that they start experimenting too.
So I think that's the point.
And this whole urban farming movement here in Phoenix has really exploded. I say, and I know this just with my interactions with people that come and visit here, that there are several thousand named urban farms in Phoenix because I've been encouraging people to do that for over a decade.
In a society where much of the water is used for lawns and a few standard trees or shrubs, Peterson is expanding the palette, fitting dozens of showy specimens into his yards. Would you like a hedge on your property? Consider some citrus trees.
I'm a big believer that if we're going to plant something and nurture it, we might as well make it edible.
Want some shade where you get a lot of sun? Reap what you sow, he says.
Those are 2 peach trees planted on the west side.
It's an evolving environment, an ongoing science project for himself and the community. Peterson encourages you to learn about topics such as soil quality, natural fertilizers, and recommended plant varieties.
Plant the trees, give us what you can, juice them if there's too many, but we just love the fresh fruit.
It's really impressive how much of a variety and how much he produces in this small area, especially because this is just someone's ordinary house.
I wasn't contributing much in the way of good things to the planet, and I kind of want to do my piece to kind of help the earth. If everybody does their own little part, then all the little parts will kind of make everything better in the long run.
It's my favorite summertime leafy green for the Phoenix area.
Jake Mace is implementing that philosophy at his own thriving garden where he lives with his wife.
Let me show you guys this over on this side.
The couple's house is a few miles away from Greg Peterson's place, which helped inspire them.
And so I started with like 3-4 trees when we bought this house in Tempe, and now it's grown from there. You know, the addiction is real. We have over 200 edible and medicinal fruit trees, and we try to have at least something that's ripe and edible in every month throughout the entire year.
For Mace, this is about more than fresh fruits and vegetables. It has also been a transformative experience.
And over here we have the fruiting female mulberry, the white one, and we have the purple one.
He happens to be a vegan, a person who only eats a plant-based diet.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah.
And he is also a martial artist with thousands of followers on YouTube and other social media.
Colder, so it's a great way to shock the system and wake up your vital nervous system.
Mace calls himself the vegan athlete, sharing his knowledge about both with a growing audience.
Part of what I do here too is eating the food that I'm growing is so important because I don't have to take medications. I'm gonna see less doctors. And so if you want true longevity and health, hit the gym, catch that breath. And also grow that fruit at home of rare varieties of food that you can eat in their ripe state because your overall quality of life will improve. This is a really important part of my edible landscape. It's called Molokhia or Egyptian spinach. And even though it's still 110 degrees in the summer in Phoenix, this guy thrives in the heat. and produces a tender, delicious, healthy green all summer long for me. And it's a striking looking specimen. These two trees are two different varieties of guavas, or we call them guayabas. And it is hot, it's in the Phoenix area, and these guys are still ripening off the tree. There's nothing better than going in your backyard and picking fresh, ripe tropical fruits. A lot of people call it like an urban farm or an urban garden, but we call it longevity gardens because before I called my martial art program Phoenix Longevity Arts. And I figured the goal with martial arts is to preserve your life, and the goal with eating food out of your yard should be to prolong your life. So it's all about longevity. So we call it longevity gardens.
For Mace and Peterson, it's about incremental steps that can build on each other. Diverting wood chips and soil from the dump, using solar energy and harvesting rainwater, sharing with neighbors, and more.
And I think that local is the new global, where if everybody in my neighborhood grew a garden like I'm doing, we could produce all the food we needed just right here in my neighborhood. We wouldn't need the store.
My drive behind all of this is my deep desire to transform our food system. So my hope over the course of the next 10 or 20 years is that enough people get the bug and we have 10,000 urban farms in Phoenix.